Howdy, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the NFL's diversity statement and how it impacts the organization structure and decision making. The NFL's commitment to diversity isn't just a surface level promise. They've created or implemented an environment designed to reflect the diversity of their fans and society as a whole, whether that's from equal opportunities in hiring or to the creation of what they call affinity groups that promote inclusion. The NFL demonstrates that diversity is the heart of their entire operations represents. Um, as far as the core statement goes, the NFL emphasizes building a workplace that's not only diverse but also inclusive. Their statement makes it very clear that they offer equal opportunities to all employees and applicants, regardless of their background, whether that's race or gender identity or sexual orientation or whatever. But what's important here is that they're not only talking about hiring diverse to talent, but also retaining it and developing it, which I think is huge and important. This speaks to a long-term commitment rather than just doing it just because they feel like they have to, because of what the world thinks. But it also just goes to show how committed they are to this problem. They also highlight the importance of creating an environment of mutual respect where everyone has the opportunity to achieve their full potential. This aligns with their internal values and also their external image as an organization that highlights equity and exclusivity. So basically, what these affinity groups and their role play, one of the standpoints aspects of the NFL's approach is that they use affinity groups. These groups kind of create small communities within the organization where employees can support each other and get exposure to different parts of the business and develop professionally. Just some examples of these affinity groups. They created Apex, which focuses on supporting NFL's Asian employees and strengthening their role in the organization, as well as BEN, which is a Black engagement network, and it works to empower Black employees while reaffirming the NFL's commitment to diversity. What's impressive here is that these groups are open to everyone. These encourage cross-cultural learning and collaboration, breaking down inclusion at every level of the organization as well. Diversity for decision making. Diversity doesn't just stop at culture. It influences how the NFL operates and makes decisions as well. Um, Take the Rooney Rule, for example. This policy requires teams to interview minority candidates for head coaching positions. While the rule has faced criticism, though, for not being enough of its own, obviously, as there is short Black African American head coaches in the league, but it is a starting point that shows that the NFL is thinking about equity in leadership roles. In the 2020-2021 season, actually, during the Black Lives Matter movement, the NFL used Black Lives Matter on the back of player helmets and also end zones as part of the social justice initiative to inspire change. The NFL also used other messages such as end racism and stop hate. To go with that, the NFL also featured "Lift Every Voice in Song," which was the Black national anthem. They did that at different major events, different games across the country. As well as also over the last 10 years, the NFL has committed $250 million to combat systematic racism and support African Americans. Another example is the NFL's community-focused initiatives like Community Teammates, as well as the Green Team initiative, which emphasizes giving back and promoting sustainability. These programs align with ethical guidelines that promote social responsibility, showing that the NFL's diversity efforts extend um, the workplace into society. There are some gaps and challenges, though. While the NFL's diversity statement is extensive, there have been instances where their actions have fallen short of their promises. For example, criticisms around the lack of diversity in coaching and executive positions highlight a gap between policy and practice. There's also been controversies regarding the handling of player activism. As far as everybody knows, the Colin Kaepernick situation, the whole protest, kneeling during the national anthem. Some argue that conflicted with the NFL's stated support for diversity and conclusion when they punished him. But those examples show that the NFL is making progress, but there is still a lot of work to do, and that needs to be done, and fully aligning with their actions, as well as their values. To conclude all this, the NFL's diversity statement and initiatives have laid a solid foundation for creating not only a more inclusive but also for more inclusive organization. But their affinity groups, their hiring practices, and community programs show that they're actively working toward these goals. However, these gaps between their statements and action remind us that fostering true diversity and inclusion is and always will be an ongoing journey. But ultimately, the NFL's efforts shape not only their internal culture, but also their public perception as a leader in the sports world when it comes to embracing diversity. Thanks, and giggle.